Well, season's greetings. Hey, guess what I found in the shops? And it's a little bit tricky for me to find. I found this excellent Thomas wooden set, Santa's Little Engine. This looks fantastic. Because I'm a Thomas collector, I'm very excited. And you know what? I've got Devious Diesel there. Although he doesn't look too devious, he's going to give us a hand in showing us this Thomas. Sure, Santa's Little Engine looks very, very cool, but I'm also going to take a look at something else in this video. And in it comes, it's that one there, Adventures of Thomas. And that there is getting me very excited. Hey, both these Thomas wooden toys are fantastic, but what's interesting is both of these cost the same price, and I bought them in a shop, and they were around $25. But which one of these would you prefer? You know, the one I'd be steering toward would be that 3-pack. That 3-pack's calling out my name, I feel. And here's a little pricing conundrum. I know we love to look at prices and things. Where I live, and that's in Australia, that set there is between $39 to $55. It's the wooden starter pack. It'd be a great little pack to have as a kickoff. That's the same price basically as those two there. Which one would you prefer? That's a very, very curious question. If I came in and stacked those 3 sets there, that's the same price as that there. And I can also do a stack like that. That there is the same price as that. And for the many parents who watch my videos, here's my 5 cents of advice here. What I say is you buy this train set for the track, and the track alone. You buy that stuff there for the absolutely beautiful quality trains, and you cannot go wrong with the Thomas & Friends rolling stock. And maybe via this El Cheapo and Nastio locomotive train, I bought it, came up for my son. We can see why we don't touch the cheapy stuff for the locomotives. Lift it up there. You see a problem there? That rear bogie has just come away, and I see that a lot with this cheap stuff. Let's bring in the good guy. Biffo, go away, you nasty cheap stuff. That's what you want to have. Here's a Thomas who's been through the wars, and that is going to last generations. Well, this video is getting derailed already. I'm reading this book here as I unbox this. This Jolly 2-pack is based on the Thomas & Friends episode, Santa's Little Engine. Haven't seen it, so I can't say much about it. I can't even tell you what series it's from. You guys can tell me, I know you will. Oh, look at that, here it comes. Here it comes, and it looks fantastic. Oh yeah. Oh, Santa looks fine up the back there, riding his sleigh, and Thomas is having a Bullwinkle moment. This is a great 2-pack. Or maybe I should call this a 3-pack, because look, Santa's sleigh comes out, actually flies. Ho, ho, ho! If I take a peek under Santa, guess what it says? Thomas, Santa's Little Engine. And underneath Santa, it says Santa's Delivery Coach. Fancy that. Well, Diesel's going to come along and help us in this review. He's going to push Santa along. Well, that looks absolutely amazing. You know what? This would be a killer look if you're wanting to do a little customized Christmas train under your Christmas tree. How could you go wrong? Just set up some wooden track, get one of those all metal wooden ones that powers things along, and you've got something which I think is far better than those Christmassy trains that you buy, which are all plastic and like throwaway. I mean, this thing just reeks quality, and it looks fantastic. You could watch it go round for hours and hours, I'm sure. Maybe Diesel's happy these days because he's full of Christmas cheer. This Thomas & Friends train is hitting all the right Christmas notes. I'm going to make one alteration to this train with this bit of wire and those tools there, and it's going to be super Christmas awesome. Okay, I bent up a piece of wire. It's got a rectangular piece, it's got a length, and it's got another rectangular piece at the top. That rectangular piece sort of fits in there. You know what's going to come next. Grab Santa's sleigh and sticky tape on one of those rectangles. The other end of that wire weirdness, just sticky tape that into Santa's wagon. So with a minute's work of bending wire and adding some sticky tape, I've just brought this toy a whole bunch of extra Christmas joy. Let me get Diesel started and let's see what we've got. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! That is amazing. Look at Santa, he is flying above Thomas now. That is going to get the children really excited. It's got me excited. That is an awesome little thing to do. Look at Santa go! Look at him go, he's in the wind. He's loving it. So now can you imagine this under your Christmas tree? Thomas down there on the track. Santa's up there flying. He'd be tickling those bottom decorations on your tree. people would be looking at this saying, wow, where'd you get that from? I'm pretty sure they'd be impressed. And you know what? You know what you can say to them? Tell them it's Santa's secret where you found this out from. Because we love to keep little secrets. Whoa! Go Santa! Well, that little mod there has so much Christmas joy, it almost has me crying. And here's Santa's point of view. I don't know how long I can keep this up for. Imagine flying above Thomas like that. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Go Santa, you are absolutely awesome. Probably the trick, if you're not happy about having an engine at the back there, Diesel pushing along, would be to come in and dress Diesel as something else. I don't know, a coach. I take the top off, put something else over the top, and that might make the whole, well, Christmassy thing look more Christmassy, if that makes any sense. But I think it looks okay as it is. I mean, Diesel's just there, you know, finally doing some work. Or maybe another alternative would be to like keep Thomas and the reindeer there, keep Santa with that up there flying, and put Percy on the back. Give Diesel a rest and have Thomas, Santa's Doodah and Percy. That'd be awesome. And now we're full of Christmas cheer. Let's take a look at the next item in this review. It's those trains there. I got very excited when I saw this Thomas set in the shops. I bought 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're probably thinking, wow, you bought it for $25, eh? Well, there you go. David Jones it was. Of all places, David Jones. If you know David Jones in Australia, you'd be thinking, crikey, it's $24.99. That's a fantastic price for that set online. Look, man, I've seen it as high as $60. I've seen $44. I have seen the same price as this. But you've got to remember in Australia to buy a single character. Let's say if you're going to buy a normal little Thomas, you're up for around $15. So $25 for 3, which are all different. That's a fantastic price, and that's why I got very, very excited. And these things look fantastic. I mean, look at that. Paint splattered Thomas. What's that? Snow, whatever Thomas. You guys can tell me. And he's got fish on him. Which episode was that one? What's really impressive is each of these engines have a different expression, and that's what I need in my collection. I need different styles of Thomas, and this is doing it for me. I'm just looking all over this packaging for an explanation of, well, what episodes these came from, because let's say if you don't know, well, it would be nice if it was a little synopsis of the story behind these Thomases. And you know what? I don't think there's actually anything that tells you. There's no paperwork in there. There's nothing. Well, maybe they get the engines out. Maybe there's a bit of paperwork squeezed underneath. Maybe you guys can tell me about these 3 episodes. And just do a bit more what I call the close-up unboxing. Oh, people love seeing things coming out of boxes. Here they come. Hey, it's gonna. Oh, they're written underneath. Maybe it's going to tell me what these guys are underneath the engines. Oh yes. Oh. Come on, boys. Come to Daddy. Okay, here's the first one I'm going to take a look at. Thomas and the Stinky Fish. A bit of blue tack there. The fail reel will explain why. Stay. Is this related to the episode Fish? There's a great crash in that episode. Is it Thomas and the Troublesome Trucks loses control, smashes into Salty? Is that right? I hope I'm right. I know you'll correct me if I'm wrong. But this is lovely. And going around to the thing, there's a fish on the front, of course. And what is really nice is the expression on Thomas's face. And there's a bit of a better look, and I think that's the thing we all like to see on Thomas models. We like to see different expressions. And what is very important to point out, these fish here are part of the plastic mould of this boiler section, so that must be a special boiler section just for this Thomas. The fish here are painted on the back on that blue paint, but these guys are part of the mould and have been painted, and that's very nice. Okay, the next one. Winter Wonderland Thomas. I'm not even going to try and guess what this one's related to. Dare say there's plenty of stories where there's snow. And what I like about this is I really wanted the Thomas which had the snowplow on top, and I thought, oh, I'm going to have to go and buy one of those big expensive play sets. But no, it comes in this 3 set, and maybe that's a really nice way to get it. It is saving me the cost of buying one of those big sets. And it just looks so right. I mean, children will absolutely love these 3 Thomas characters. Let's take a look at his face. And there's his face there, and what I should say is all these toys are licensed Mattel 2012. And here's our next one, and it's my favourite, the paint splattered Thomas. I think it's my favourite just because it's so dynamic in colour and looks. And as we spin it around, it's just got this fantastic look on his face there. Just amazing. And it's quite interesting to see how it's been painted. It's not perfect the way they put the paint splatters on. It does seem like it's been done by hand. But nevertheless, it is a beautiful Thomas for my collection. And there's a face, and if only we got a face like that in some of the Trackmaster sets, that's something I'd really like to see. And while I'm doing things in the round, I might as well show you this one here. It was Thomas Santa's Little Engine. I think it's worthwhile looking at this correctly. And it's interesting. I don't know about the face. I haven't got the latest wooden Thomas to make a comparison and see how they've done that face. But it's great. You know, this is the sort of stuff that when you've got a collection, you need this sort of variety. I mean, it's great to have masses of everything looking the same, but what makes a great collection is having a great variety. And there's a look at this very strange Thomas with the reindeer antlers, and it would just bring so much joy to young children if they had this toy. And you know what is interesting? I've got an old 2003 Thomas here, and it's not until you start looking at this older Thomas then you realise there's a lot of differences on these newer ones that I've just showed. And if I bring up the newer one, they've got curves, they've been sanded on the corners there. This one here's got much sharper corners. And probably, you could do an analysis video, it'd be quite extensive, of the differences between the new style and one of the older styles, even though that's not the oldest you could find. I mean, take a look at the difference in emotion between that 2003 Thomas and 2012 Thomas and the Stinky Fish. I mean, this is the sort of thing that really gets Thomas fans excited when they see those different emotions on the engines. And really, that's a core strength of the Thomas and Friends empire. I think getting these three here for $25 was great. The Christmas guy here, I don't know, I'm feeling like I'm $25 for that little character set. It feels like a bit too much for me, but hey, it's going to look fantastic in my collection. I don't come across much of the wooden Thomas stuff, especially the Thomas character, from the charity shop, because people tend to hold on to this stuff and pass it down through the children. It's quality stuff. You keep this stuff for a long time. Hey, let's move on to a fan prize that I'm going to give out, and this is someone who came very, very close to being a top fan. In essence, you came second. Let's do it. Okay, what you see there is a fan prize going to Trainboy7. Trainboy7, congratulations, you just missed out on that top prize, which hasn't been awarded yet, but I will show that at the end of this. Let's go through what you're going to get. First off, I'm going to send you one of them. Completely and utterly famous on my channel. I'm going to send you a Santa's Little Engine, mint in box, a great Pez dispenser collection that came out around Christmas time. A little Tommy Thomas wind-up doodah, a Thomas and Friends stuck on stories, and 3 Thomas and Friends surprise eggs, which have excellent toys in them. Trainboy7, congratulations. I'm really sorry I couldn't give you the top fan prize, and I'll just show you what that is to tease you even further. Someone out there is going to win this very, very special prize. Let's take a look. And right there on screen is what I'll be awarding to the top fan, the person who I was analysing and looking at before I started talking about the fans list, because it's interesting, when I started giving out these prizes, my fans list became very dynamic. And the people that I've already awarded, it's Pinchess789, Kekahoe5, I can't say that one, can I? Brady Zimmerman, Joseph Rabin, the Beanmeister's up there, but he's not getting anything because he's a friend. And really, I don't want to give prizes to friends. I want to give prizes to people who are fans. I mean, thank you, Beanmeister. You're a great fan and great friend. I really do appreciate your loyalty to me. But anyway, the person who gets this prize is getting something very special. It's something which is connected to a video, the Thomas Love video that I made in early 2013. So it's almost a year ago when I made this video. And I try to make one really, really special video a year. One which takes a long time to produce, It took about 4 weeks to make that video. A lot of thought went into that before I made it. So this video has these trains in it, and these trains basically tell the story of Thomas going from the peg in the store to where it ends up. I mean, I'm just getting tingles down my spine thinking about the story, and I know the story has made a lot of people cry, and what that story is about is tapping into the core emotion of what's good about Thomas. It took me a little while to understand where that is, But I hope I've touched that with that video, and that's what that video is all about. It's about touching that nerve, that emotion that is connected to the Thomas and Friends empire, and that is the rocket power that's under all this. It's really important to understand just how powerful this franchise is. But look, the person who gets this prize, you'll be getting something that I'm probably saying, oh, geez, I wish I never gave that away. You're getting something very, very special. And I can see by your activity on YouTube and where you are connected with the other train YouTubers, and just your general activity on YouTube is actually quite phenomenal. I've had a very intense study of what you get up to. You know, a person's probably thinking, wow, I'm picking off the names, and you're probably thinking, oh, who is this person? But look, I've been looking very, very carefully, and I can't wait to award you this prize, but it just won't be yet. The top fans thing has been very interesting. One of the good things that's happened on YouTube, but crikeys, we had to suffer some really, really crazy changes, and sadly, the whole comments area is, I just think it's, oh, look, I'll stop, I'm talking too much. Anyway, let's get on to the file reel. Whoever gets those Thomases there, man, you are getting something really, really special. If we take a peek under this train, that's what Thomas says, Santa's... looks magnificent. If it was in focus. Hello, focus, hello. And from memory, it was David Jones. It was earlier this oh, bleh, 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 bleh. So I bought 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're probably thinking, well, you couldn't have put bleh, bleh, bleh. What is wrong with my mouth? I have seen the same price as this, and I can't get it open. Is this related to the episode Fish? There's a great crash in that episode. Fail. And is this related to the episode Fish? Look at that. It's on the ground, guys. A bit of blue tack under there for a very good reason. The file reel will explain why. Is this related to the episode called Fish? I think there's a bit of, well, quite a few fish capers in the whole Thomas and Friends debacle, and I've sort of lost the plot. That's a fail. There's a fly on top there. Well, I hope you enjoyed my little frolly into some Thomas Wooden stuff. I don't do that very often. And as always, thanks for watching, and Merry Christmas.